Okay, this is gonna be my own biased opinion about West Medieval 6 and what I think it's at least an okay West Medieval game. And if you do a comment in the comment section saying your biased opinion that's bad or something, I assuming whole so I assume the fact that you have not you skipped this part and or you don't care. And so the reason why I think Resident Evil 6 is an okay Resident Evil game, not only because I'm not that biased, neither am I that much of a critic, but also because Resident Evil 6 story is, can be confusing, but to me it's good. The virus, aka the zombies, are pretty amazing. I mean, think about it. It works like Resident Evil 6 or Resident Evil 5 parasites, but as a virus, and can mold its host. If you just put that in a concept, you can literally use it to mold giants, which they pretty much did with the Juggernaut. So, pretty much, I mainly my main bias complains about how dark it can be to the point where you can barely see shit. He says that the gameplay, Wesker's son, I don't really care or mind. I mean, yes, he was unsuspecting, but it's kind of irony of fact that Wesker, the one that tried to rule the world, pretty much, well, now says it. Not only that, but William Birkin's daughter, forgot her name, sorry. I can already hear the chat being mad, but she, well, pretty much, it's just her father's also an evil dick. So, yeah. I as well. And since Wesker and Willenberg were partners, it also plays more like a cycle of Williams and Wesker's fair children working together because that's what they did back then. And so that's my main bias reasons why Resident Evil 6 ain't that bad. Not only that, but Resident Evil 6, yes, it's confusing and bad and stuff, but it's not all terrible. I mainly like, since, I like zombies, I like the zombies, viruses, and creatures that they made, and they seem pretty well done. I mean, Electro Giant, it seems like a predecessor of the El Gigante, pretty much one of well, the first giant in West Medieval. And then there was that one in West Medieval 5, and then that one, and then the Juggernaut. It's just, and the idea of the virus literally mutating over drama, it's too much, it's like an evolution of what happens first in West Medieval 4, it was just heads. Since heads was a very good spot, but you could easily just constantly shoot them in the chest or the legs or the arms. West Medieval 5 did some different things, mainly like mutating them into a big, not big, but a circle armor thing, and bat popping out things. Say also had tentacles. But Resident Evil 6 proved that so well. I mean, now anywhere you shoot, they can mutate. Arms, yes, you might be able to shoot the guys, but now they could grow an arm to literally grab you. Legs, they could literally form spider legs, or even just fly. Not only that, but heads as well. Not much with heads, but yeah, that as well. Chest, arms, legs, head, anywhere. And that just nice. And just the concept of a 801 duplicate. I would never suspect that to exist in a Resident Evil universe. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, guys. That's a question Leon meeting up. I mean, maybe. Well, actually, it's not the first time because of the comics, but just seeing them together, at least what I've seen, some around the first time. of them actually meeting each other in the comics, since they, well, not in the comics, in the game thing, since there's also they have met in the movie series, not just the shitty ones. And so that's, well, I got more to say, obviously, but these are just my big playing stuff. To say one issue, the enemies, yes, how interesting, but some of them feel more like, well, mainly one of them feels more like a cop-out. That's the chainsaw one. Yes, he looks unique. He is unique, but I feel like they're just butchering the chainsaw guy. I mean, yes, Dr. Salvador is the best one of all of them. That's my wise opinion. Over the Chainsaw Sisters and the bloody sad guy that's with him. Dr. Salvador, to me, is the best chainsaw guy that ever existed. And then with me with High, it was of the chainsaw guys. They mainly look the same, but with different pants sometimes to symbolize which one is which. And for that one, it's pretty much just Dr. Salvador, but terrifying. Like Dr. Salvador if he fused with his chainsaw and mutated so much. And so, the story. Interesting. Feels weird about the whole Ada Wong duplicate thing and, all of that. But the idea about assassinating the president, which, Ashley, president's daughter, was also infected because that shit. just, hating on her. Yes, I wonder what happened to her, since I never heard what happened to her after Resident Evil 5. Or 4, I mean. And so, pretty much, I don't got much to say except probably some complaints. Like the fact that, yes, they got a whole bunch of unique mutations, but thanks to that, they don't got too much unique enemies unlike the rest of them. I mean, yes, they got hundreds of mutations, but besides that, they do not got much variety. I mean, seriously. Yes, they have a hell of a lot of variety, but variety can always go so far. I mean, the older games had a hell of a lot more variety, even the older games before the remakes. Like Resident Evil 3 before that, they had a lot more variety than the remake, for God's sake. That's also why I kind of hate the remake. But I'll go that in another buys video. No, that, but another thing about why I don't really mind Resident Evil 6 is because, well, I like Resident Evil games, books, movies, whatever. I don't exactly care if they're shitty or not. I will dive my research in learning about mainly the viruses, but about the characters to see if there's at least some good. That why, yes, there are some bad Resident Evil movies, but I don't treat them like they're complete garbage. I see things that they could have used much better and executed much better, and ideas that they used but could have done it much better. Of course, the better CGI ones are much better, especially, or Biohazard 4D Executor. Biohazard is the Japanese name for Resident Evil, and 4D just to remind them that it will be 3D with extra effects like the chair shaking. So, yeah. I'm not that biased about Resident Evil stuff. Go yada yada about you what, about how bad certain things can be. I'm aware of that. I'm also aware of forgotten Resident Evil games that, to me, deserve more attention. For bad Resident Evil games that deserve to be second looked and instead of looked about, well, whatever you think, and look at it in different ways. Plenty of people are biased. And to me, I do not think the Resident Evil 4 is, well, it is. I do think it's the best Resident Evil game, but I think that's the only best Resident Evil game. To me, I like all Resident Evil games. Movies, books, comics, mangas, whatever. Since I'm not that much of a biased person, but I'm doing this bias thing to tell people how I think and how I feel about this whole debate. And three, yes, games can be disappointing, but some of them are very good. Even though sometimes they're not that good, they can be pretty good. Especially with the story, characters, mainly the zombies and creatures that are mainly fascinated by that, viruses, and more. That's also why I don't really mind Wesker coming back from the dead and several stuff. Because Wesker, well, I don't really mind Wesker. And that's all I have to say about Resident Evil 6. And, well, hopefully anything else. Because, yes, I'll be making more videos. But at least here, you get my biased opinion. Well, I do not hate a single Resident Evil movie, book, game, manga, video game, whatever. Any Resident Evil thing related. I do not hate it. You ever say, what about that one video before? I'm not saying that I hate it. I'm just saying that I'm very disappointed. I like all my recipes. Well, not making them my actual children, but if I had to picture them as children, I would love all of them. Bad, good, shitty, stupid, whatever. Of course, everyone, even if they deny it, has a favorite. And my favorite is Resident Evil 6. But all of them are still my favorite. Yes, Resident Evil 6 might be my least favorite, and probably that new Resident Evil movie that's probably gonna come one day, or hopefully not. I still open them, well, I still accept them with open arms. I always give things a chance. Even things that I've heard that were so bad, I still give them a chance. That's why don't take Resident Evil 6, 5, whatever Resident Evil game or movie you want to say, it's shitty or bad. It's your biased opinion. But they are my favorite, and these are my children. And I do not give a fuck about your biased opinion. And Dr. Salvador is the best Resident Evil character, well, enemy, that you'll ever know, and I do not care what you have to say. This is Michael, and hope you have a great rest of your day. You know, like and subscribe, yada yada yada. Resident Evil. Well, Capcom is the one that made Resident Evil. Please, sponsor me.